Go live. I guess I'm live. Hey, folks, welcome back to another exciting episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. I am your host, Johnny U. Before we get to this thing with the Dusty Dutchman, JT, I do want to say a thank you to everybody out in California 2 weekends ago at Sky Park for Adamoc's Ride and Shine. What an amazing event. I couldn't thank everybody who wanted to ride with me, who came up to me and expressed their like for this little podcast that I do here. It was so much fun. I wish I could thank each and every one of you individually, and I probably have maybe on DMs. But what a great event. This is not my last time in SoCal. My wife had a great time. I'm glad you guys brought her in too. You know, it was a good feeling. It was a really good feeling. And enough about that. But thank you for all your stickers. It's going to go up. They're all going to go up here. And this beyond pathetic background of mine, just the Dutchman we were just talking about. He's got computers behind him. It looks better than mine. I feel like I'm just going to hang up this podcast thing. Except I'm addicted. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's bring on JT, the Dusty Dutchman.
What's happening, Johnny? You?
Yes,
in the
sir.
flesh. Well, in the E flesh. There you are.
The 2D here, the flat screen.
In the interwebs.
Dude, I cannot thank you enough for coming on my little podcast here. I appreciate it. You're
stoked to be here, man. Really stoked to be here.
Kind of an incredible content creator wanting to come on my little channel.
See, I see it the other way around, man. I see it the other way around. I'm just you're doing what I've always wanted to do and what I tried to start last year, and just like use what we have at our fingertips to bring this community together. And I love that you're doing that. I think it's really cool. It's
great for anybody who is listening in the Spotify land or anything. If you hear clickers or two dogs trying to kill each other, my wife is not here today to take care of them. They're downstairs, upstairs. So forgive the noise. Who is I'm not.
It's my buddy Greg.
The Dutchman will ride again.
Yeah, that's my buddy Greg.
All right, the spokesman. Good morning or afternoon, depends on where you are, where you're watching, because we've got Finland in the house again at 3 a.m.
That's pretty cool. Welcome.
Jarko, am I saying your name right? If I'm not, do not come over here and hit me. It's a long flight. It's a lot of work just to smack me. This guy is a Viking on a bike.
That's cool. Is that a go to sleep and get back up at 3 a.m. to watch this, or is it just stay up all night?
I think he works. I think he's working right now.
There you go.
Don't tell his boss that he's watching this podcast. Is it Jarko? Do you know? I keep wanting to mess his name up. There we go. Only not pronounceable by dolphins. Yes, I can't. Can you do it for us, JT?
Oh, that one there. I think that's. I know it's a playoff of guitars because Ibanez is a guitar manufacturer, and I know he's big into guitars. But his name's Greg. Okay,
hi Greg. That's easier. If you're new to the channel, as everybody else, if you could go ahead and like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. I may say that ever so often.
Just a tickle. Just tickle that little subscribe
button. If everybody on his channel could go ahead, if you watch it and just click it, I could quit my job.
Yeah. And then once you do, you'll have to let me know how you did it, because I will follow suit.
Oh, man. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? What do you do?
So coming from the great state of Wisconsin, southeast corner, down just south of Milwaukee, which, we were kind of chatting backstage, is you wouldn't think that is all that conducive to a good mountain bike life. But actually, there's quite a bit going on here. And part of what I feel my job is as a creator on this wonderful YouTube is to try to be able to show to everybody else that doesn't live here what is going on here in Wisconsin, and because I think it's better than people think. But just moved into the new house. This is why my background is as bland as it is. Normally there's all kinds of cool stuff
Better than
behind me.
mine. Yeah.
So just moved into a new house about a month ago. We just moved kind of out in the county. I've lived in Racine for my whole life, born and raised here. This is the farthest west I've ever lived. So, but in the house here, we just got myself, my wife Sarah, who's been in a bunch of my videos reluctantly, but she hangs in there. She's a trooper. And then we got just a tiny old lady of a dog, a 13-year-old little, I guess we'll call it a terrier, but she's
Okay.
her name's Millie. I have to say what her actual breed is. It's Caton de Tillier. I can't do her like that. I can't do her like that.
Yeah.
She's from France. She's very fancy. She's just an old lady now. She's cool. She's a little.
Good thing she's not in the chat. I wouldn't be able to pronounce her.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, so it's just the three of us here.
Nice.
And been in this house for a month. Lived in Racine for 42 years, and got into YouTube about 3 years ago. And it's been a ride, man. It's been a ride. But it's nights like this that remind me why I continue to spend all this time sitting in front of the computer and editing and going out and getting content when, you could just easily just go ride with no cameras. But I try to do a little of everything. But I think you were mentioning last weekend how at Sky Park you kind of got immersed in it all, and it wasn't until the end of the day that you decided to remember to, strap on the POV and go get a lap.
Yeah, you get so involved. I was so involved. There's so many people that, like, I had my GoPro. It was just sitting in the bag. I'm just having so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, Trail Pimp is in the house. Do you know Mr. Pimp?
The Pimp.
Pimp. Brian on a bike made it to a podcast. It's so nice to ride with no camera sometimes.
Yeah, it really does.
Good.
Yeah, it does. It sure does. In fact, most weekend trips that, Aaron, aka Fruit Punch, and myself take, that we kind of have an unwritten rule that the first day, no cameras. So like if we go somewhere for a weekend, Thursday, no cameras. And then we don't, like, no, we try to limit the phone usage. We don't touch the cameras. We just kind of get an idea of what we want to film. We'll brainstorm, but no cameras on Thursdays.
So backing up, what you do, you're full-time YouTuber?
No, definitely not.
Okay. So
I wish.
What do you do for a living?
So
if you don't mind.
Until it's been about a year now that I do create content as my day job. So I work at a construction equipment manufacturing company that's here in Racine, and my full-time job is to create like training videos, and I run a couple of our YouTube channels for a couple different lines of product. So I'll create videos for our YouTube channels and create social media, and I'll do corporate videos and stuff like that but like my main focus would be that if you bought a brand new piece of equipment, let's say you spent $500,000, $1 million on a new piece of our equipment, it would come with a QR code that would take you to a whole bunch of videos that tells you how to use your machine. And that would be what I create. So
now, before we were talking, folks, before we got onto the chat, we were talking before. So you are in a production side of things.
Yes, now I am. Yeah.
Oh, now you are because of
just the last year because of my YouTube channel. Correct.
Okay, so what were you doing before that?
A mixed bag, honestly.
Okay.
So I had
right
outside of high school, right when I got done with high school, I wanted to make money. Like I just had to find a way to make money because I wanted to buy mountain bikes and car stuff, right? That was all I cared about. So I went and got a degree in HVAC. At that point, it was an associate's degree. So I went and did HVAC for a number of years. That turned into, I actually opened a car, like a speed shop basically for cars. So we built engines and did like roll cages, and I did I did a lot of the sheet metal stuff that I did with HVAC. I used that like to make sheet metal dashboards and a lot of different race car stuff. From really basic stuff to kind of cool stuff. So I ran that business for about 6 years. From there, I got an opportunity to go work at a Harley Davidson dealer with some friends. And so then I worked at the Harley dealer for about another 6-7 years. and there did all kinds of stuff. I was a mechanic. I was in the service department. I was a salesman. And then from there went to manufacturing. So it was about 10 years ago. I finally got into manufacturing, have been in manufacturing for the last 10 years. And in manufacturing, I worked on the equipment, and then I became supervisor, and then got into management. And from there, just decided it wasn't really what really got me going. So that's when I decided that an artistic form, a creative outlet was needed for me, and that it stuck. So I really put everything I had into it to try to learn. I got a lot of help from a lot of my friends on how to use a camera from, a while ago. And I've learned a lot over the years, but really got into YouTube about 3 years ago when I knew I wanted to do something new, because everything I did up to this point, meeting a couple of years ago, was all mechanical. Everything I do is mechanical, a little bit of sales, but almost everything mechanical, from even like hot tubs. I worked on hot tubs for a while, sold and fixed and repaired hot tubs.
You like using your hands.
I do. Yeah. That's what
creative juice flowing through you already. It just needed to be somewhere else now.
It's just the weirdest thing, because I never felt creative in any way. In art, I was terrible in art. Like, there was just no art form I was good at, except for mechanical stuff. I could look at something, figure out how it works, take it apart, put it together, install this, whatever it was, I could figure out how to do it mechanically. That was something that came easy to me. And the artistic side was just like a totally different language. I could not understand how someone could draw like that. Like, how in the world would you draw that? Like, it's impossible to me. And just kind of a camera was kind of a little bit of both, because it was like, there's some mechanics to a camera, right? There's settings, and there's just stuff you can really nerd out about a camera to figure out how it works. If you don't understand how a camera works, you can't use it properly. And that is more like what I'm used to. And that's really where that was the crack that finally was it for me. Like, that was the thing that light bulb went off, and I was like, man, I would do a lot of filming with friends, and we would do these huge projects, and it was a lot of fun. And all my friends had YouTube channels, and it was great. And it just finally one day I was like, you know what? I got to try this for myself.
Try this out, because you put out the content. As Steve says here, the spokesman MTB. Do you find that your MTB content gives you a creative outlet where your day job may be a little bit less creative? Is that
for sure?
We're like, I'm making things, I'm putting things together, but now you've got this. You opened up your mind to creativity.
Absolutely.
And now you've got, like, you can't draw,
right?
But you're now being artistic, creative wise.
Most of the videos that I do for work, my professional videos, are like, let's say, it's a process. I'm basically showing you how to do a process, showing you how to make something work, right? So that's a story that tells itself, right? That's not something I have to be creative at all. Whereas, when it comes to making a mountain bike video, or a video, in my garage, or just a video about anything that is on the Dutchman, on the Dusty Dutchman channel, I can be as creative and as weird and as stupid as I want. And so that's where, of course, that's just much more creative, much more freeing, much more fun. But I get a sense of accomplishment no matter what kind of video I'm making, when I finish something and someone gets to watch it, and it inspires them or helps them turn their truck on to go make some money. Yeah. Either way, I feel like I've accomplished something.
Oh, I gotta give Mark Hill the segment his due. Mark, boy, how you doing? Your monitor with the super red photo just timed out. Yeah, he got it.
This is a fruit. One of my favorite pictures that Aaron, aka Fruit Punch, who's extremely talented photographer. That's one of his pictures.
This kid right here? Is that Fruit Punch?
That's him. That's the Fruit Punch, Aaron.
Fruit Punch. Where are you at, brother? Got to send him a link and get him on at some point.
Oh yeah. He'd be down.
No, like tonight.
He might.
So what I find interesting is that this was a great creative outlet for you, because this, as little creativity as I get with this, is just creating all of this and getting people together. And I do your little things, your reels and your shorts. And every now and then I'll throw a bigger thing. People like us, it's in us. We got to get it out. I mean, at that point, you were like, because I told you, I warned you, warn everyone before we start this, my train derails, because I'm going back. I did a deep dive to your first YouTube videos.
Okay.
And they're just like GoPro Hero 2s or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and riding. And then around your fifth video, and I looked over there because I wrote that you start seeing that change. Is that when you were like, okay, I think I want to do more. I think I got something here and I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah. I think confidence plays a big role. You know what I mean? Like, even to be able to like get that first video or those first couple of videos out, to even complete a video, put it out there and, you know, get a couple views or whatever. I mean, just to show the proof of concept, like, oh, okay, I can make a video and I can do the process front to back. Like, I think that is enough to be like, okay, well, and after a couple, like you said, like a couple of GoPro POV videos, then you go, all right, well, what else? You know, what can we do? What's next? And for me, the most fun thing to do is tell a story. So like, that's like my first garage video told a story. And that's why I loved it so much. I think that's why I did so well. But that was like my coming out party.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was going to be, every video from there on out was just going to be, oh yeah, this is going to be great. Send that out there. Give me another 40,000 views. Done. No problem. Every video is going to be just as good. No, it's not the case.
Views. Oh,
yeah. I had a early success that did not transfer into prolonged success. Excuse me.
But you got great success, folks. He's got like 15,000 subscribers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
doing very well.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Don't just push that aside, sir. Not on my watch.
I appreciate that. See, you're just building up confidence. That's just going to help me make better videos.
There you go. That's what Johnny's here for. Dusty Dutchman.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come to be? Are you Dutch? Are you dirty?
Yes. Yeah. First generation.
That's yes and yes.
The Dusty, obviously, you know, we all love the old Dusty Trail.
There you go.
I don't like mud. I don't like riding in mud. There's two weather conditions I do not like: wind and mud.
But
don't like either of those things. Now, dust, on the other hand, I'll take some dust.
I ate a lot at Sky Park.
Yeah. See, to me, like when you're riding through trails and dust is flying and you're out there with your boys and you're just ripping it up, or girls, that's just a good thing for me. So that's the Dusty part of it. And the Dutchman is because my dad immigrated here when he was very young, and I think, that's where, you know, my work ethic comes from him. You know, both parents, but he came over here when he was young, and you know, didn't necessarily know what was going to happen and how it was all going to turn out, and you know, he ended up getting good jobs and made a life for himself here and his family.
That's amazing.
And I think growing up, I didn't give it enough attention. I don't think I gave it enough respect, enough credit. Like, it's just as a young kid growing up with a dad that was a foreigner, was different, right? Because all my friends had regular American mom and dad, you know, and it wasn't until, you know, I got a little older that I really appreciated what he did to come over here and build the life that he did. And so just to put Dutchman on my name and take it wherever I possibly can is like just the smallest little nod to him, and that I can do. So I'm super proud of him, and I think it's
misty-eyed here, sir. That's just a great, like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
And I appreciate where you came from, appreciate where I'm from.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm Polish. I don't even know where Poland is on a map.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know that I can help you with that either, man. I'm sorry.
It's horrible. That's a great story to integrate that, like mountain bike Q&A. I'm question and answers about mountain bike. I couldn't be more simple.
Yeah. I'm pretty simple myself. Yeah.
Mark Hill says, Dusty Party Laps, so fun. No, sir. Dude. I had to use the lung brush after Sky Park. I had so much. And I don't know how you do it. We're Trail Pimp. He likes the moon dust at Bike Park.
I kind of dig it. I know a lot of people, like the dustiest place I ever rode was in Tahoe. What's the North Star? We rode at North Star in Lake Tahoe, and man, that place had some dust. And we've ridden at Whistler a couple times too, and there's the loam. Obviously, you got a lot of deep loam there, but the dust is this thick in some of those corners at North Star, and just ripping it up is. I dig it. A lot of people don't like it. I don't hate the dust.
Yeah, it took me a second because it was loose at Sky Park, and I'm going downhill, and again, Florida boy. Downhilling and loose dust was killing me. Over in Finland, I guess it's a little wet. He likes mud over dust.
I don't mind tacky. I'll take a little wet. I like a tacky trail for sure, but just the mud, it's the aftermath.
Yeah, all up your back, all up your butt. Northeast often muddy, adds to the fun. It's funny because how everyone likes their own little. We have a lot of loose sand here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I've been to Florida tons of times, never ridden. I know I really want to do like Santos, and there's a couple other places I want to ride down there.
That's north. Yeah.
Oh, it was Ocala. There's a place in Ocala that's pretty popular.
Yeah. Santos, Ocala, Amelia. That's all north, east, west. Steve, what's the riding season in Wisconsin? I can answer this for every season for this guy, and we're going to get to that at some point.
That's true. Yeah. Man, you take away. I think you probably got to throw out April. Most of May is tough. March has become cold enough to sustain. At least if you do some traveling and you head up north, you can find in March a lot of riding still to do in the snow, fat bikes. But
so you just did 2 months.
Yeah, basically, pretty much April and most of May are junk for riding outside. Like you could get some. That's when the single speed like road bike comes out. You got to put the fenders on. You should probably ride a single speed, and it's going to suck, and it's going to be nasty. But you could ride that time of year. But to me, those are my indoor months for sure, is definitely April, part of May, and then sprinkled in throughout January, December, January, February. There's some indoor riding, but I try to get out and fat bike on the snow as much as possible.
I got to tell you right now, it is people don't ride. Some people don't ride in the winter when it's snowing. I'm having trouble even walking outside right now.
Love it. I absolutely love riding in the winter. As much as I love mountain biking, but when you get to flip the switch and you just change everything over to snow and the snowboard comes out, the fat bikes come out, that's a special time of year. It's a short. That's a short season. It's really December, January, February, sometimes in March. You can do some good fat biking, but that's a short season, but it's so fun. It's so fun.
I can't walk. I'm not looking forward to walking my dog tonight. It literally, we've been record breaking. We've been feels like 112 was Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With 80% humidity. And sorry.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I don't know how hot it gets. How hot is it there right now?
It's a little nasty. I think it was. Well, let's see.
The whole country is nasty.
It's 85 and really humid right now. So
yeah, I think we need to put a dome over the country right now and put on an AC.
Cool it off. Yeah, top to bottom. Let's cool this thing down.
He's got some skanky, thick, sticky mud rides.
Oof.
That just sounds naughty.
Oof. That does that whole sentence. I think it's just the way you say it, Johnny.
I'll say it again if you guys want to slow mo this.
Yeah.
Skanky, thick, sticky mud.
Man, I haven't met skanky mud yet, but I think I'd like to.
Skanky, thick, sticky. No, I'm sorry again, folks. Does anyone want a dog? Because come here, get out of here. I'm talking to somebody.
Look at him. Just give him a little.
I am talking to somebody, sir. He is a mess. He is a complete mess. Where'd you put your belly stick? This is what I love about podcasts. They go everywhere. Okay, buddy, I love you dearly. Okay, go down. Okay, so riding out there, way backing up.
Yep.
After a certain amount of videos you did, you're and doing the Dutchman, the Dusty Dutchman, you said, I think I want to go full steam on this. Like, were you putting out videos a week, or just whenever you felt like the need or the creative juice started flowing through you?
I've never put myself on any kind of schedule, honestly. I've never thought to myself like, man, I need to get something out once a week. I think there was a period of time there where I was, like, if you include shorts, I got a lot of love for the shorts. I got a lot of hate for the shorts.
Wow.
I think they're a fun tool. They're definitely, it's a great outlet when you have a small idea. It's a cool way to, like, I think it's a fun challenge to, like, go do something and then try to jam it into less than, let's say 45 seconds or something like that. That's fun for me. But it's weird because it almost disjoints the audience. It's almost like different people watch my shorts than watch my long form videos. It's weird. It's the way it ties into Instagram is interesting too. It's like my core audience of long form content, I think, is mostly the same people that follow me on Instagram. Oh, okay. And if I'm looking at numbers, I would probably guess that about the same amount of people that follow me on Instagram are the people that follow me on YouTube because of long form content, and the rest I think is from shorts. And it's just weird. I kind of knew that was going to happen when I got some traction on shorts, that it would kind of be disjointed. Like, I look at people like the Norma mountain biker or the Colorado kid that do nothing but shorts and do very, very, very well at it. And I think maybe that would have been a better choice for me, even to do 2 channels and do shorts and longs. But I don't do them because I'm looking for subscribers. I'm more so doing all of it because I want to grow all of it. Whether, and that doesn't mean subscribers or followers, and just, it doesn't mean numbers to me. What it means is what happened last week when I got hurt and my DMs blew up.
Wow.
Because to me, that tells me that I'm in the community. You know what I mean? Like, I'm helping to build this community with creating content and doing things like we're doing tonight and what you do all the time. That to me is a measure of if I'm on the right track or not. Not so much the followers and stuff like that, but the engagement. To me, that's everything. How do people engage? And the way people engage on shorts is totally different than the way people engage on long form videos. People engage on shorts normally in a negative way and normally a positive way on the long form. And not that one is better than the other as far as like what type of, I love feedback either way.
Yeah.
But I also like to have like a nice conversation on YouTube and meet new people that I will eventually be real friends with. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, did you start the YouTube first or the Instagram first?
Instagram.
So did I. Yep. I started feeling like I needed to start letting that community, and that's the only Instagram I look at anymore. I have a personal one that I'll go over to because there'll be a comment or something, but I'm old. the less social media. I mean, do you have a TikTok too? Or?
I do not. No, I do not.
I refuse to put that on my phone.
Yeah, I don't have like a Dusty Dutchman Facebook page. I just have my Facebook page. I think I've kind of settled into YouTube and Instagram, and then Facebook is almost more like friends and family. You know what I mean? Like,
and I'm still figuring out that algorithm too, because I'll post. What I find interesting is I get more hits on my Instagram than this channel on YouTube when I throw out a short or a reel.
Yep.
Which I find interesting and it's also a certain time that I do it. It's so much work.
Yes.
And it's funny because I'll throw out the same thing on both channels and I'll get 1,000 or whatever. I'm not a big guy still. I'm still working my way up. But then I'll put it on the YouTube and you watch it and you go, 30 views. I just got 400 on Instagram. Just
right.
Instantly.
Oh yeah. The exact same thing happens to me. Exact.
Which one do you find better? The Instagram for the reels?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially lately when shorts became a thing, like when they were a new thing, like we talked backstage about how when you pay attention to what YouTube is investing their money in, that will tell you what type of content is going to get pushed. And when shorts first came out, that was when everybody was like, hey, shorts are going to give you the best opportunity to see a wider audience, because shorts were being pushed to everyone watching shorts, not to certain buckets, not to certain bike riders. Right now, nowadays, if you put up a short that is clearly a cycling short, it's going to go to cyclists. But a little while ago, it's been maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
If you put out a short, they were dumping it to everyone. Which is why comments were crazy, because most people didn't even understand what they were looking at. My oval chainring video just went nuts because people are like, what is wrong with that chainring? Like, nobody understood, because it was pushed to just anybody. Nowadays, the views have gone way down on shorts because of that, because it's more targeted. The algorithm is more involved in the shorts than it used to be. And Instagram kind of stayed a little bit more steady. When they went heavy on reels, they just went heavy on reels, and it's just that it's been that way for some time. And so I think there's more consistency to what you're going to get out of a short video on Instagram. And on YouTube, you never know.
You are chock full of information. You're like a social media encyclopedia. I'm just asking you these questions, not even to find out about your channel. I'm just trying to learn for mine.
Sure. To me, it's the whole thing, right? It's when you spend so much time, when I've spent so much time, and my friends and I, like Aaron, Fruit Punch and I have spent so much time investing in the type of videos that we make, thinking about how we're going to shoot something, like the amount of mosquito bites we've gotten just standing out in the woods trying to get a shot. Like, if we're going to put that much time into doing that, then I'm going to put the time into, like, what's the best way for me to optimize this so I can reach the most people, so I can get the best reaction, to get that engagement that we're looking for, to ultimately just inspire or inform. That's really what.
Yeah. You don't want to just do this just because you got a camera and you put it up there so your mom can watch it later or something like that. I don't know the algorithm for MySpace Fractured Rider. And you got AOL. Mike Mitchell in the house. I think he's on a cruise or something right now. Run Bike Mike. Yeah, this is my this is my problem. I can get tons of it on Insta, and then you were like, well, why did I even put it on YouTube?
Sure, exactly. And you think you checked every box and you put all the right tags on it, and you think you titled it correctly, and now you can't even choose the thumbnails. It's like,
and you put that what's that damn song that's going on right now?
Oh my God!
Makaba.
I don't even want to hear it. Yeah. Everywhere. Yeah, it was even it's in like a Nissan commercial or something, I swear.
Yeah, good for her. So, okay, you start this crazy little Dusty Dutchman. At what point did you go, this is starting to pick up steam? Like, this is fun. Like, now I like, people are starting to engage. People are starting to lock in. I'm starting to, focus. Let's start upping this production value.
Yeah.
Man, do you remember that video that hit it for you?
I mean, the first video that popped, like, that got 1 million views, was that it was a short, but it was there's three videos that got 1 million views, more, a couple of million views. But the first one was just me literally just putting on an oval chainring on my bike. That's it. That's all I did.
A lot of people do
And
that.
then, and then the second one was me putting tires on my bike. Because I was like, well, if I can just slap an oval chainring on my bike and get a bunch of views, which again, this was a short, so there was a whole lot of pretty wild comments on that one. But I honestly get a kick out of it. It honestly is, that's like part of the fun for me, is just to see how ridiculous the comments get. Like once the bad comments start rolling in, I'm like, here we go. So that's why I kind of redid it again. I'm like, okay, well, what happens if I just put tires on my bike in a short? Same thing. Again, it goes crazy. And that one's got a couple million views. But again, I don't know if that's really what made me go, oh, okay, we're really getting somewhere. I guess I don't know that I've ever felt that way.
Really?
Or no,
you just do what you want to do.
I
And
just do.
if you build it and they come, you're happy.
Yep. And I don't. That's the other
chain ring.
Well, do it. Try it.
I made flip flops with clipless flip flops.
I saw that. Yeah, I got it right here. I was just watching.
No, stop it! Don't.
It's right there.
Oh, get that off. You're gonna cover it. You're
that is you.
Subscribers.
And I'm being very delicate with my shoulder right now, but I wanted to point that out to you.
We're gonna get to that. That's amazing. So you were just like, let's just do this, but you felt the need to start upping the production instead of having your GoPro 2.
I just want to get better. Yeah. I mean, that's whatever. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing. I just want to get better. And better, sometimes getting better is just like what I did last winter, where I just did live streams and just got to know people better. Like to me, that is also getting better. It's pushing forward. Right. And whether that's, like I said, whether that's making a better video, whether that's telling a better story, whether that's meeting more people, riding with new people, whatever that is, it's, to me, that's just the constant forever forward mentality of just like
this guy. Is this Colin?
Like that guy. Yep.
Colin. Ace Bike Media is in the house. You're the man, JT. Heel up. Let's ride soon. Okay, we'll pause the YouTube page.
Oops.
What's going on with your arm? Talk to us. What happened? I know you didn't want to put the elephant in the room with the sling, but
I didn't wear the sling. Well, I broke my collarbone last week on Tuesday. Yeah.
What'd you do?
Been riding bicycles for 30 years more, maybe a little bit more than 30 years, and never paid the collarbone tax. I don't know. Have you paid the collarbone tax?
I broke it when I was a kid. My dad broke it when I was a kid.
So you did. So you did.
When I was a little kid, I said my dad did it. He was throwing me in a pile of leaves.
Yeah.
Threw me. I went past the pile of leaves and I snapped and fractured my collarbone. But yours was
paid
better.
The tax. Yeah, you paid the tax, and a lot of people, I think, paid the tax at a younger age than I did. So I don't know. Maybe part of me thought I made it through.
You're like, I've been doing this for a while.
I got through. Like, come on, I've already been doing this for 30 years. Can I get a pass? I didn't get a pass, and of course, it was something stupid. It was something I'm sure it would have been stupid either way. But I'm used to getting injured trying to progress at something, like with snowboarding, mountain biking. I've only been hurt mountain biking, maybe like a couple broken ribs, nothing serious, like some flesh wounds, nothing to write home about. Snowboarding, I've gotten hurt a lot, like Flight for Life, shattered all kinds of bunch of surgeries, like ripped my spleen in half. I've done all kinds of stuff snowboarding.
Outdoorsman.
But with those injuries, it was always, I know why, because I hit this jump that was way too big, or I shouldn't have hit that rail, or I shouldn't have hit that whatever. So when I get injured in that capacity, it's a lot easier to deal with. Even when the pain could potentially be worse, it's just like, okay, well, I did that. Like I did that to myself because I shouldn't have been doing that. This is just the case. I'm riding down the road. In fact, I wasn't even pedaling. Like I'm going.
What?
I was right. So again, new house, moved into a new house. And at my old house that was more in the city, I had a bike path that was like literally a couple blocks from my house. And I had this perfect like little lunch route. It was like 17 miles. And it was like no roads. It was maybe a half mile road. Everything else was bike path. Beautiful 17-mile loop. Did it almost every day in the summer. Loved it.
Yeah.
And it got me completely out of traffic. Now I'm out in the county. There's no bike paths out here. It's nothing but like farmy roads, and the no shoulders. Most of the roads don't have shoulders. And I realized that people have been riding bikes on roads like this for hundreds of years. As long as these roads have been around, people been riding bikes on it. I'm not the first to do it, but I'm not that guy. Like I don't go pound the ground out there on any kind of road I can find on my road bike. I prefer to go mountain biking. Like, I don't want to be in traffic. That's just me.
Yeah.
Same reason I stopped riding motorcycles. I kind of just got over being in traffic. There's too many people not paying attention. It's not for me. New house. Got to find a new route. Got to find me like a 17-mile lunch route. So I'm out doing some reconnaissance. This is the first ride from my new house.
Okay.
Found a pretty cool route. Was coming back. Like, I found an area where there was like hardly any traffic, a bunch of cool like county roads, no big deal, some good elevation. Like, I was kind of stoked coming back, and I got to do one little right left, and I was going to be on this frontage road for like a quarter of a mile. Get on the frontage road, and it's like nothing but construction equipment going down this road because the other frontage road is closed. So everybody's been rerouted to the frontage road I'm on. You
are working this anticipation up, sir.
Get on the frontage road, and I'm like, there's these, dump trucks, line of dump trucks. I'm like, okay, so I'm on the absolute edge of the asphalt. Like, I'm riding the edge.
Right on the paint.
And there's, I don't know, there's probably like a 4 or 5 inch drop down to the gravel, and it's downhill. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to cruise to my next left, and I'm out of here. We're good. I'm 2 miles from home. And I can't explain. I was daydreaming. I was probably daydreaming. I was looking farther down the road than I should have, but I thought I was on the road. Next thing you know, I looked down, and my front tire had just crept off the edge of the road. And by the time that I saw what was happening and went to correct, it was too late. My front tire had already hit gravel and it washed out. So the front tire flipped. I went left side, head first. First thing to hit the ground was my helmet. Yeah. Oh yeah.
God bless.
So helmet first, shoulder, elbow, hip, and then bike. Took the rest of it. So I checked the Garmin. I was doing 21 miles an hour when I fell over.
Oh man.
Well, I was, not breaking any speed records, but I wasn't crawling either.
That's not something to just brush off. 21 miles an hour.
So when I hit the ground, my ear pods, I just replaced them. These went flying. These went flying. Glasses went flying. And I just remember hitting the ground, and then I heard a jake brake, which I don't know if you know what a jake brake is, but that means a semi is stopping very, very quickly, right?
What?
So I hit the ground. I hear I hear a truck slowing down. So I know that there's someone right. So I jump up, and I like look down. I grab my bike, and I just like fall backwards out of the road because sure enough, a dump truck is stopping.
Oh.
And so the dump truck stops, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, get out of here. Nobody got that on video. No. So I just collected myself, and I was like, the very first thing that thought came to my mind was, I'm supposed to golf today. Can I golf today? So I'm like, oh man, I got a bunch of flesh wounds. Like, yeah, I got some road rash, but I can, at that point, adrenaline was kicking in enough where I was like moving my shoulders all over the place.
I'm good.
Everything's fine. And then I don't know if you're familiar with that feeling when the adrenaline just starts to taper off a little bit and you've been hurt, like you get sick to your stomach, like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, oh boy. And I was like, uh-oh. And I like grabbed my glasses. Can't find my AirPods. They're gone. They got ejected. Who knows where they are?
Replaceable.
So I got on my bike, and both of the hoods are cocked in. The handlebars are off to the left, chains off. And I quick got back, and I wrote it back. I wrote it back all crooked like this. I was like, I just want to be done. And got home. Of course, my bibs are all destroyed. My jersey's destroyed. My glasses are scratched. My helmet is ruined. My AirPods are gone. So I'm like, there's like $800 just
checking off like son of a.
Yeah. Then the bike I was riding my brand new titanium Bear Claw, which handled it. All things considered.
What bike was it on?
All things considered, that bike took it very, very well. the seat got rashed. The gripper on the left side got rashed. I got to take it all apart to see if the handlebars are broken. They're carbon bars. I'm not sure if they're broken or not yet. I haven't even looked at it. The hoods are a little. Yeah, I know. I'll probably
You're like, content.
Yeah. I'll probably do a video.
X-ray and then go to fixing your bike.
Then I'll put my sling on and I'll be like, okay, we got a no problem here.
Oh man!
But yeah, that's like I got to look at the shifters. They might be broken. The brakes seem to work. Like the headset completely loosened up, so I feel like the compression nut inside the steer tube probably got pulled out.
Right.
It was just a weird thing.
Wasn't a fun day for you. You were like, did you return to work?
Well, I was working from home that day.
Okay, you're working from home. Good.
Yep. So, and that was a Tuesday. I don't think I told anybody about it until the next day because I drove myself to the walk-in clinic and I was like, look, I crashed, and I like showed them and everything. I was like, can you look at me?
Can you look at me? Could you throw me under an X-ray?
Tell me what's wrong with me. Just tell me what's wrong with me. Because I'm on my other shoulder, I've done a clavicle separation, like a pretty serious clavicle separation that felt just like almost exactly the same. So I'm thinking clavicle separation. I just want to confirm that it's a clavicle. Then I can go golf. And
you are serious. You're not happy when you're inside, are you?
Serious
indoor or outdoorsman.
I prefer to be outside. Outside.
Awesome.
Sure. And so they confirmed it was a broken collarbone, which sucked. But luckily it's the doctor. When I saw the doctor a couple days later, she said if she had to break her collarbone, this is how she would do it.
Oh, okay. That's a positive.
Because I did it so well. Like it's such a perfect break and everything's just looking real good. So I'm going to let it ride for.
There you go. You're
back on the bike.
You got a story and you got a perfect break.
I did.
I know that. Elias Benacava, what's up, guys? I know that sickening feeling. I just recently, you can't really tell, I lost my fingertip.
What?
I got a partial amputation.
It does look. Oh yeah, look at that. That does have some abnormalities.
The whole tip came off, and I had it stuck in my shirt. After it happened, the tip fell off. People have heard the story. The tip popped off boating.
Okay.
I like the outdoors too. And as soon as I saw white. I saw the bone, and I went like that. Oh. And as soon as the nurses and doctors were like, "Well, we have to see it," and I had to pull it away from my shirt.
Yeah, they're like, "Give me your finger."
And they started wrapping it up. That's when that feeling of like,
yeah,
now it's real. Yeah, it's real. I'm gonna hold it in.
Yeah.
But but you look fine. Like you can, if you had to fly at like a bird right now, you'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, there's some
lasting baby. That's good scars. You need to put tattoos on there.
My hip looks like some kind of a like map. Like it looks like a map it's like a Pangea. It's pretty funny. It's all different colors and it's just it's weird. It was like one of the lamest crashes. I mean, I slammed hard. Like as far as a slam goes, it was a pretty hard slam. But as far as like gnarliness of crashes that I did, it was pretty low on the scale. But man, this one, like it got to me. Like as far as like being angry or mad, like I don't wear that well at all. I'm not that guy. Like I'm not good at being sad. I'm not good at being mad. Not that anybody is, but I'm just really bad at it. And over the last, like, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like I was just not, it affected me in a way that no other injury ever has. Like, and I don't know if it's because I'm just older now or because of like what it meant as far as like me not being able to like work on the house or ride a bike or like, I don't know, just, general mortality of the whole life. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird, existential
and stuff. After the wreck, like, what is life about?
Because normally it's like do something dumb, crash, pay for it.
Yeah,
like I get that equation,
and then it just
get that equation. This is just like
you couldn't really like doing the jumps that you do. By the way, we're gonna get to this. Don't let his road biking accident. This guy's a shredder. If you've not seen his stuff, It's
all
sick.
relative.
You jump like crazy, and I don't jump. So
That's not-
anytime someone
that's
jumps,
not-
I go, "Wow, that's cool."
I saw a video where I think you got off the ground. So
I
don't
got
start with me, Johnny.
weakest-
Don't start with your lies, Johnny.
No, you stay off that channel, mister. Unsubscribe. MTB Nick is got the cringe face from that. It just sounds like, again, you wrecked and you're like, I've done so many stupid things on a bike,
Yes.
and this is what.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, squirrel. I've got these dogs, and this one
You
is
got the dogs. Yeah.
clickers. The clicking on the vinyl.
I think they just want more screen time. They're looking for screen time.
Fractured Rider's not a young man anymore either. I'm turning 52 this year, brother.
God bless you.
Age is just a number.
Yep.
So let's go back to your channel. I don't know where we're going. We're going to end up in your channel at some point. Let's do it right now.
Right now, we're just putting this to rest. It's broken. It's gonna go. It's gonna get better.
You're gonna take a minute off, or you're just gonna do some goofy shorts. Well,
yeah, I'm gonna do. I got a video I'm cooking up right now. It'll be out probably Friday. So I'm stoked on that. It's a long video. I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, and then I got a couple ideas for some shorts. But yeah, I mean, like, I had all these plans to do all these really interesting trail videos this year, and it's gonna push that whole timeline's getting pushed till later in the fall. So I still want to get out and do it all, but
something can happen, and then next thing you know, you've got you have that creator mind now. You're like, okay, I hurt myself.
Yeah,
let's create something for that.
Yeah.
This freaking guy.
Look at that. Oh my
gosh, guys! If you're listening on Spotify, my dog just will not leave me alone.
I love that dog. That dog loves you so much.
Oh, he's daddy's boy. He's a good dog. He's a cheagle.
Look at how he looks at you. I want someone to look at me like that someday. Look at that. Look at that.
No, I'm trying to look at you like that right now.
Aren't dogs the best?
They're better than humans. Anyhow, so your stuff. Did you have a direction with your YouTube page, or were you like, let's just do riding video, or let's chuck full it out. Let's get a little bit of everything.
I want to do a little of everything. I'm sorry. Did you finish the question? Was that the end of the question?
No. Yeah. No, you run with it.
Yeah, I just never wanted to be, because I want to do, like, one of my favorite things to do is make like cinematic sequences, like, and to be able to capture like a vibe or like a feeling, like through a few shots and the right music. Like, I love that. And I don't know that, I think it's just harder to do that in just a trail edit, you know what I mean? Like, or just your regular, your typical run of the mill trail video. So that's why most of my trail videos have kind of become a little of everything. Even inside of a trail video, like the video that I'll put out on Friday, there's some vlogging, there's some trail stuff, but there's usually, like, a little bit of drone footage and a little bit of, nonsense of, fruit punch and I screwing around or whatever, trying to be funny. But then, like, some really, really, really good shots, even if there's a few, maybe there's 2 or 3, but there's just a few that are just like, ooh, that's a nice shot. Just a good visual, something that just makes you feel good when you look at it. So I also want to, because I like that part of it so much, it made me think, like, okay, well, I want to also do more of that. It's like not just the trail stuff. Maybe I want to do some inside stuff. So that's why I created the Dutchman's Den, so that I could have a place to film, and where I had, total control over the environment, and I could do my build videos and my review videos and stuff like that. The only thing I missed the boat on is the creation of the Dutchman's Den. I did not film that at all. I have some pictures of it, but I didn't film it at all. So that's next time around, which is going to happen this winter when I start building the Dutchman's Den Part 2. Then I'm definitely gonna get that out there.
This is what gets me with you. You're for someone who says he's not into production or into that stuff. When you first started doing this, your riding videos is just sick, beautiful ASMR riding with the music, the drone. I mean, once you started getting it, did you start geeking out and like your wife's like, with dinner? Or we've got a thing to go to. We got the gal. Are you even in your tux? Or
yeah,
you're like, you're sitting at the computer just editing. Hold on, and now I got one more edit.
Yeah, how dare I forget the
did
gala?
You start geeking out on it because it is ridiculous.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's like it's just anything. I'm just I don't know. Maybe is this obsessive? Like, am I obsessive? Is that what it is?
No,
because I feel
it's perfect.
I think that's how I am with most things. If it's something that's important to me and something that I just want to be good at, like, or I want to go through the process of trying to be good at it. And that's where I feel I'm at now is I do it all. Like I want to do it all. Like, how do if I want to get better at something, I just go all
for yourself into it. You're like, I'm going to do this. Yeah. Let's not half-ass it. Let's do it all. See, I'm a half-ass, as you can tell.
But there's certain things I half-ass too. I take this part of my, like this hobby, like this part of my life, I take it seriously because I mean, it did afford me a new career, right? I mean, if it wasn't for my YouTube channel, I wouldn't have the current job that I have. Nice. And it's just a kind of a wild situation because, when I really decided that I just wanted to make better videos or just I wanted to be better at holding a camera, riding a bike, editing, social media, the whole gamut. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would work all day and then I would come home and I would sit at this computer. I mean, I would literally eat dinner and then I would just be on the computer until midnight. And no matter what, I would just sit there. And I mean, I would either be learning about how to edit, learning how to use a camera, or editing. And then on the weekends, we'd go shoot video. And you're
still married.
I am still married. Yes. And I should mention that there was some motivation behind it. And a big motivator was just that I wasn't happy in my job. I just really wasn't.
Nice.
And I felt trapped. I really did. Like, I didn't know how to. I had changed careers a few times up to that point, but I wanted to really change careers. Like, I didn't want to manage. I didn't want to be in manufacturing anymore, right? And I wanted to get away from JT the mechanical guy or JT the supervisor, right? Or whatever I was doing at the time. I wanted to be something else, and I didn't know how to do it. So it really just manifested itself in like every night I'm just going to sit here and learn. And I did it every night for a year or more. That's all I did.
Man. That's
to just figure it out. You know what I mean? Like and I can remember times like figuring out like when I was still using iMovie a lot, like just like how do I use a title?
Yeah.
Just like on Google to figure it out.
I've been doing this for years and I'm still like learning. There's always something that you see someone else do and you're like, oh, wait a minute, how'd they do that?
Yeah. Oh, so there you go. So drone wise,
is this Elias Trail Dogs MTB wants to know what drone do you use and what editor do you use?
So for a drone, right now I'm on the Air 2, the Mavic Air 2S. That's still like, love that drone to death. I got a couple other ones. I've never gotten into FPV. That's what Aaron, aka Fruit Punch, does. He's the FPV guy. He's very, very good at it. I've always done like the DJI drones. I started with a Spark. I am FAA certified, so I went and got my license with that. I'm actually like, there's another avenue that I kind of nerded out on because I'm licensed and insured to fly my drone. Because I also do it on the side commercially sometimes. So I made sure to get all that in correct order. And as far as editing goes, I'm an Apple guy, so Final Cut Pro for the bigger stuff. But still, even now, like if I'm doing a short, I'll throw it in iMovie just because I can whip it out really, really quick. So I'll still use iMovie from time to time.
Yeah, you're funny with the FAA thing. If anyone has ever tried to get a drone license, it is the same test to get a pilot license.
There's a lot that's similar. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it because I was like, look, we have a guy at the station that I work at that does it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I studied it.
Mhm.
And some of the stuff was like, if you sense your crew is stressed or like how to read your crew, I'm like, I'm flying a toy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's so much about it. Like all the weather stuff, like how to look at like weather fronts and like I had to literally like identify clouds.
Yeah. Now drones won't go up if you're near an airport. It will tell you we will not go up.
Yeah.
What's the channel? The Dusty Dutchman.
Yeah, the Dusty Dutchman. I don't have
this guy.
No merch. I got nothing. Like there's nothing identifying my channel here right now. It's very, very sad. Well, here, this is all I got. There's my logo.
Oh, normally where'd you get the logo? Is it something you created or you just threw it out on their Fiverr or?
No, a friend of mine who's a graphic designer. Like I told him I wanted a lighthouse. I wanted a windmill and something, bike related. And the obvious choice is a sprocket, and made it work.
Cap cut. You know what I do my shorts and all my goofy little thing that I did today with the, hey, we're going to talk. That's cap cut. I use that.
Huh. I haven't even heard of that. I should try that.
It's a great little app if you're just doing some short stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I still fight through, iMovie to do vertical videos. Like I said, I know the workflow, so I know I can dump it in there real quick and be done with it in a couple minutes.
Cap cut on your phone. I'm telling you, it's great.
But Final Cut's super nice. Like Final Cut Pro is very
there he is. Someone asked, what's the channel? It's the Dusty Dutchman, ladies and gentlemen.
There she is.
You're a very good speaker. You're talking very good now, but folks, don't let him kid you. This guy is a complete goofball.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing serious about your video.
There is nothing serious.
You are ridiculous. I mean, hold on. I want to point this one out. I watched this the other day because I immersed myself. You can see I didn't watch all of them.
The horror movie, the horror movie intro that we did for
this one with your two butts right there.
Oh yeah, me and Sarah. Yeah,
you guys doing snow angels in your underwear.
Mm-hmm.
It's just completely ridiculous.
Sometimes it'd be like that,
Sometimes it'd be. Yeah. But the fact, and out of the entire video, because you guys do all kinds of stuff, you're riding, blah blah blah. What the thing that got me was as you guys were running back in, you were just grabbing her butt.
No, pushing. I was pushing.
You were pushing?
I was trying to get her inside.
But I kept thinking, like, what is it with us guys?
Or maybe
there's something about us we go right for it.
I mean, it's sitting right there.
It's like a magnet, our hand.
Yeah, but I was trying to do it really politely. Really politely.
This one, I think this is what everybody wanted to.
That's the original, yeah.
Wanted me to talk. We got to pay the bills. No, we got to. You got to give you money.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Thanks for the hey penny.
Look, now people are sad. I've had people ask me, DM me. Look, whoever's watching right now, can you just in awe of this man's garage and bikes? Look at the lighting. It was beautifully done. You've got a TV, you got liquor and tools.
Mm-hmm. A lot of thought went into the lighting because I wanted like the mood lighting, so there's, you can kind of see it up in the corner there, but there's like the rafters all have LED strips and there's LED strips above and underneath the countertop there, and there's all the Edison lights, and they're all on different circuits, so that way I can set the lighting stage just how I want it. So there's spotlights up in there that shine down on the bikes, and of course everything's on dimmers, but they're all on separate circuits so that I can blend the lighting the way that I want it, so it looks cool.
This is like, and we always say it's like bike porn. It
is bike porn.
And I don't know why people say it, because it's more beautiful than porn. Porn is not beautiful.
You're absolutely right about that.
It really is it's really gross if you really break it down.
Yeah.
and this is just.
And there's Millie. There's my dog.
Oh,
That's my daughter.
Who's this kid?
Man, look at that guy. That's a young Aaron, aka Fruit Punch.
Everything about this, and I just play it. You got your bikes. It's just, who taught you the cutaways? Who taught you the styles of music? You even got a thing for your shoes that you would find.
Yeah, my buddy Ryan made that for me.
Mr. Roger Neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh man, did I nail that one?
That.
Yeah, that was fun. That was hard to catch that shoe, by the way. By looking in the camera and then trying to catch a shoe, that was not easy.
This is ridiculous. Now, okay, so you've moved on.
Yeah, that's gone. Sold. That place is down the river.
Yeah, here we go.
And I put a lot of time. A lot of time into that place.
Are you sponsored?
No. That's another thing I'm not very good at. No, that's well, let's see. That's also 30 years of tool collection. You know what I mean? Like, and you put that up against my regular tools, like let's say my automotive tools, my HVAC tools, like just my regular tools, all my Milwaukee tools, like tools in general are something that I've been buying for forever, for 30 years. You know what I mean? And so probably even longer. I bet you I started buying tools before I was 10 years old.
And you've kept them.
And I've kept them because tools, you don't throw away tools, in my opinion. You keep them.
Look at that wall. God, I can't. It's just too much envy. I don't even have a garage. Now you've broken that down. You're in a new home. Can we expect?
Yes, you can.
New Dusty Dutchman
den? Expect it all. Anything you can think of, expect it. And then we'll see what happens.
That's going to happen again.
The pursuit was, right?
I'm sure you saved it all though.
Well, everything that came out of there, obviously, I still have. I mean, like the reclaimed wood on the back wall, that's obviously still there. Like, but everything, like I took the cabinets, I took like that countertop was a countertop that I bowled on as a kid, like as a young kid. My mom and I would go to a bowling alley, and that's from there. I got that. That's a piece of the bowling alley that I played with.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's a bowling alley. Yeah. So yeah, like I kept all that, like that slat wall, I left it for the guy that bought the house. A bunch of the lighting is obviously still in the garage, but haven't you ever just wanted just one little space that was exactly the way that you wanted it? That's what I'm saying. Like that was for me, that was the pursuit of just a box, and inside that box, everything is exactly the way I wanted it. And I accomplished it. It was everything. It was everything I wanted. And now as art would have it,
wipe my drool.
As art would have it, it's gone now, and now I have to start all over again.
But see, it looked like you got to share that with your family as well. You have a TV, and couches.
Oh yeah, we'd watch football out there. Yeah, on Sundays we'd have people out there, and that. I also set it up so that there would be plenty of places to plug in crock pots, like on the counter. So a lot of thought process in there to do that.
That's like this, folks. If you're on Spotify, I'm my palette. This is my den.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
God, it's so sad.
I wanted, but see, the thing is now that it's gone, I could sit here and tell you about all the things that I didn't like about it. There was no running water. There was no heat. There was no cooling. There was no drain. Like there's a lot of things that didn't have that the new place will have.
Ooh, look at you.
So there's certainly some room for improvement. Although, the margin is slim, there's some room there. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to bring you guys along for that, because I didn't do that the first time around, and I'm disappointed, but I certainly wasn't. I didn't have the skill set then to even know how to capture that all. Now I think I'll be able to turn this whole project into bite-sized pieces that will make good videos. And we're gonna do it together. So it's gonna be fun.
Awesome. Greg. You're an inspiration. It inspired him, and
that's awesome.
And JT a lot for that. Can we look forward to? I guess I got to go. I'm going to have to go subscribe to him and see if he made a video of his. Do you know if Greg has a?
I don't know. I don't know
Right.
that. Don't know.
DaVinci Resolve Elias, I think, is another great one that
I hear that a lot.
people use. That it's free and it's just as good as Final Cut, even Premiere.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. It seems like that's been a popular topic lately on the YouTubes about editors. A lot of people switching over to DaVinci Resolve.
Talk to me about jumping from your den to your riding, because you are a mountain biker. People love mountain biking. That's why they're here. Talk to me about riding where you are, because I'm looking over here. It's Windman
Trails. Yeah,
are those your favorite? And
those area? Well, it's funny because the Windman Trails are like, well, they're 4.5 hours. It's a 4.5 hour drive for me to get to the Windman Trails. Yeah. And that's like it's like home to me. I don't know. It's a special place for me. If you live anywhere in the Midwest, people talk about the Northwoods. The Northwoods are just it's like pristine country. It's beautiful lakes and forests, and that's what's up there. But the Windman Trails are.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Your dogs want some more screen time.
Let me just go ahead and close the door, folks. We're going to talk about Windman, my dog.
Anyways, welcome to the Dusty Dutchman podcast. We're gonna get
They're
started.
Going to kill each other.
Never mind.
My wife is gone, so the dogs are on their own to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the trails in your area and your favorites and what you like to do there. And
yeah. So the Windman Trails are mostly machine cut, which I've really come to really like machine cut, like bike parts, but bike parks are great for that. Like a good machine cut trail. I grew up riding not great single track, you know what I mean? As a 12-year-old that, by the time I was 15, I bought my first like Gary Fisher real mountain bike.
Yeah. Wow. Gary Fisher.
But man, riding just horrible trails back then, but we thought they were the best things ever. You know what I mean? Like those trails were great when they were really like, I don't know, that was probably 5 miles worth, and it was mostly just ruts and just flat and really nothing, a couple little downhill sections that lasted a second or two. And we thought that was great. And as I've gotten older, my tastes, I think, have changed a little bit. I don't know that I would call myself a technical rider. I'm probably more of a flow trail guy. I mean, I'll ride anything. I like tech. I like tight. I like climbing. I like roots and rocks and all that as much as I don't even mind climbing. Like there's an XC racer in me. Like I used to race XC and single speed at that.
Wow.
So I certainly am a glutton for punishment in some regards, but I think I have graduated to just like, or just seeking, I should say, I seek out, if I'm looking to ride my favorite type of trails, I seek out really flowy, fast, kind of machine cut, big berms, good, just nice trails. I think that's just kind of how I've progressed, and that's where I'm at now. Not that around here, like we talked earlier, like within an hour from here, there's a lot of really good places to ride: Alpine Valley, Kettle Moraine, Manuka, there's Petrified Springs, there's Silver Lake. There's
good Lord, you guys got so much out there, and is it all close?
There actually is a lot of places to ride here, which was part of the reason that I was doing this Ride Local series this year. That was my plan for the summer, was to do a 4-series trail videos, 4 of them, of local places, because I just don't ride on video around here very often. So that was a plan. Obviously things changed for now, but I still intend on doing that because we have some really good trails here. Now there's not a ton of elevation. There's certainly not a lot of features. I like features. I like drops, and I love all that stuff. There are some areas around here that are putting a lot of time and effort into that type of trail, which is really cool. But again, you got to drive an hour for that. Around here, with inside of an hour, it's kind of, I would say, pretty flat, pretty rooty, just kind of your basic. I consider it like old school single track around here. Nothing great, but you can go put some miles in. You can get a little bit of climbing if you're willing to do the same thing over and over and over again a few times. But depending on what type of rider you are in this area, you can find what you're looking for. But
Sweet.
for me, if they call me bougie because I probably have become a little bougie in my older age.
You can.
If I can ride, if I want to ride my favorite trails, it's gonna be like the Windman trails. Those are my home trails. Hence the shirt. But.
Yeah, that oh God. I'm sitting there. Is it called Windman? I wasn't even looking at your shirt.
There you go. It's right here. I
Yeah,
couldn't have made it any easier for you, Johnny.
I am focused on that gosh darn handsome face.
Thank you.
The Dutch strong features.
I don't even know what that even mean.
I don't either. I just threw that out.
Like just this weak tan. What is that? the European tan I got going.
But you travel. Your page isn't just your area.
No,
you go all over the place. I mean, even you had a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Which God, I wish I was your friend at the time.
Did you watch that video? Did you watch the bachelor party video?
Yes.
It's like my favorite video.
It really is. Folks, go to the Dusty Dutchman. Just scroll down. Go to the bachelor party video. What a fun time that was! You guys went again. You're an outdoorsman. Did you know how to surf off of a wake before?
I had done it one time before, probably like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I did it once in Lake Michigan. I think I tried it like for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Shut the front door.
But our boat driver, our captain, was one hell of a coach. So he was very good. He got us all going pretty well.
What we're talking about, folks, is he had his friends shoot his entire bachelor party, which is a dreams, like his garage. Yeah. And they're on the back. They're surfing a wake on a bow rider type boat, a ski boat, and then they're mountain biking. What was that trail?
That was North Star. North Star. Okay.
In Garden.
Well, Truckee. Yeah, that's in Truckee.
He's located near Milwaukee.
Yep, Milwaukee. Yeah, I live in southeastern Wisconsin, so about 20 minutes south of Milwaukee, about an hour north of Chicago, so in the middle.
Yeah, and where was that? Where is it going?
The Tahoe video is but the scenery in that video is absolutely insane. Am I right?
Like jumping off the rock in clear water. Was that Lake Tahoe you were jumping into?
Yes, and we're going back next month.
Okay,
it's just Lake Tahoe is just one of the most unreal places I've ever been.
It's one place I skipped.
Yeah, you should probably put it back on the list.
Well, yeah, I took my wife to what was it, Napa for the wine.
Yeah.
And then we did Yosemite, and we thought about going to Lake Tahoe, but the wine got my wife more into that.
Man, I'm all about some wine, so I'd be down for some Napa.
He's like, I'm all about some wine.
We can double date out there.
So you're saying Lake Tahoe?
Lucky guy, man. The trail pimp. That's a lucky guy right there.
Yeah, I know other riders ride out there all the time. You see some people throwing it up there. It looks great.
Trail pimp. If you got some, I think. Well, by the time we go, I'll probably be ready to ride again. So, if you had, let's say, 4 hours to go rent bikes and go ride somewhere like by Truckee or like somewhere on the West Shore, if you could shoot me some ideas of what trails to ride, that would be super helpful. You could DM them to me on Instagram.
The Mr. Pimp is like the encyclopedia of trails.
Beautiful. And that's my guy.
Not even outside of this country.
That's my guy.
Amazing.
I need a Tahoe plug for trails, just for trails.
What about Marquette was also another one that I really you hooked up with Ace.
Yep, that's where I met up with Colin, John Wells, and they did the enduro up there, which actually was. I signed up for the enduro. That same enduro I signed up for this year, and then that ended up being the weekend that we moved into this house. So that didn't work. Yeah, so it's been, man, these last 6 weeks have been something between moving and then getting in here and then
get it together, man.
Seriously, and then trying to edit it in between and do a job. Like it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
What trails you've traveled? You did what you were telling me you've done Whistler.
A couple times, yeah. This is pre me even owning a GoPro. We went to Whistler a couple years in a row. Went to Crankworks.
Oh wow!
Obviously, at a ridiculously, epic. If I know we try not to use that word as much anymore, but that's an epic place. Yeah, I mean, it's everywhere we go. We try to do some mountain biking. So that's just one of the things you always try to at least fit in some riding of some kind.
Yeah.
I haven't edited the video yet, but when we went to Yellowstone and Grand Teton, we rented some e-bikes. We were staying in Jackson Hole, rented some e-bikes and rode our e-bikes on one of the most beautiful bike trails I've ever seen in my entire life. Rides right along the edge of the Grand Tetons.
Wow.
Beautiful paved trail, like just pristine. We rode our e-bikes to Jenny Lake, which is in Grand Teton National Park. But I mean, like, we were with an e-bike, we were able to, in a half a day, a couple e-bikes, half a day, we were able to ride from Jackson into Grand Teton National Park, go to the lake, have lunch, ride back, and then not be like smoked after riding 42 or 43 miles.
Yeah. So we talked about this earlier, is that my in-laws have a place out in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And since I haven't been since COVID, but everything is, wherever you look, it's a screensaver.
Stunning. Yeah.
I mean, was that the first time you've been there?
It was. Yep. Never been to, well, we went to Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, and I'd never been to, everywhere we went was the first time for me on that trip.
I mean, folks, if you listen to this or watch it later, it is just, and Jenny Lake, did you jump in?
We did not jump into Jenny Lake. Yeah. I looked at it like I wanted to, but we might've, I think we probably did.
Yeah,
a little toe. Dipped a little toe.
We like to go out there and try to, we call it the polar bear plunge, because no matter where you are or what time of year, that water is cold.
Oh, that's like Lake Tahoe. Same thing for erosion.
Very refreshing.
Very cold.
Refreshing.
That mountain water, it hits different. The mountain water hits different for sure. And
Jack,
it's weird how, go ahead.
No, you.
It's weird how different the Tetons were from like the Rocky Mountains. I didn't expect them to be so different.
Really?
Because I've been to, like Colorado and Breckenridge and Vail and all those resorts out there many, many times, summer and winter, mountain biked out there, snowboarded out there. So I have a pretty decent memory of what it looks like out there and how it feels driving into the Rocky Mountains, leaving the Rocky Mountains, driving around the Rocky Mountains. The Tetons and like that whole area was totally different. It felt so much more like Western to me.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. I didn't expect to love it as much as I knew it was going to be. I mean, it's one of the most popular areas, at least for, national parks in the world. So I expected to be impressed, but I didn't expect to like really fall in love with it as much as I did.
It's a little upsetting, because when I first started going out there, you tell everybody, oh my God, this place is amazing, you got to go. And now you go, I want it to myself now. Now that it's become more popular, and you go there. Yeah. And sometimes I've gone a couple times in a year. Like I do a 4th of July and then I'll go later. Yeah. Did you have a chance to mountain bike out there?
No, we because it was just me and Sarah just went together, just the two of us. And so again, I was like, we're gonna ride bikes, but she's not necessarily a mountain biker yet. Yeah. So we do ride bikes, right? We ride bikes together quite a bit, but we pretty much do like path riding, a little light road biking, but mostly we try to stick to bike paths. Yeah. Just because that's like a good comfort level for both of us. So.
And you know what? It's so much fun. We do it all the time. And whether you're on a mountain bike or anything out there, the air, there's something about breathing that air out there. I live in Miami.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous to go out there. It's so clean. Did you hang out at the Cowboy Bar?
Sure did.
Cowboy Bar. Did you saddle up to the bar?
I think we went every day. We made a stop there every day.
Antlers when you came?
Yeah, every day. And even did the steakhouse which is like downstairs, the
Yeah.
Cowboy Steakhouse, which is phenomenal. So good.
Oh my God. I want to go now.
Oh, so good.
Oh.
It's fantastic.
Speaking of your wife, has she shown any pause? I think one dog has killed the other dog, and I'm
Oh,
going to get in trouble with the wife tonight
yeah, you are.
because there's going to be a mess that I have to clean up because they went like crazy, and now it's completely silent. Little scared.
I mean, do you need to check on them? Do you need a welfare check?
No, I don't need a welfare.
Or like
You guys
camera?
okay? So has she expressed any interest in riding getting into mountain biking?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I set up her fat bike with some 29 plus wheels and tires. So I thought that would be a good, because she fat bikes. She does mountain bike, but only in the snow when
that's
it's
awesome.
Yeah. So she does fat bike with us quite a bit in the winter. But so I took her fat bike, put 29 plus wheels and tires on it. Because I think that would be a good middle ground for her to not be on the skinny tire, but also not be on a fat tire on dirt. So the plan is to get her out to probably Windman or maybe some of the easier local trails and just see how it goes. Because I think if now that because we did go mountain biking early in our relationship and it didn't go that well.
No.
But I think it's time to go down that road again, and she seems open to it. So I think we're gonna give it a shot.
Well, because I was going to ask you if you had any extra bikes laying around.
No, fresh out. They're hard to find. I can't find. They get stuck behind things, and you misplace them. And
I got to ask you, how many bikes do you own?
Well, the only reason I know for sure how many bikes I have right now is because I just moved them all, and so that got me to count them. And I have 13 bikes right now.
God bless you, sir. And now, are these bikes some that you've just kept because they hold sentimental value, or had them since the beginning? Or?
Yeah, exactly. So it's very similar to like when people see my tool collection, they're like, "Oh my God, you're sponsored. Oh my God, you're rich." And I'm like, "No, I literally $20 this thing. This collection was like $20 together." You know what I mean? Like $20 at a time. $20 at a time, maybe 100 here, maybe 50 here. Yeah, this thing has been pieced together over decades, as well as my bike collection has been pieced together over decades. Oh, that's funny. Man, if there was a time I was going to get busted, it would have been when we moved. And like, how are you still moving bikes? I'm like, I forgot.
They're
I moved it twice. This one only cost me $100. It's fine. It's no big deal. But like one of my favorite bikes is when my dad came to America, one of the first bigger purchases that he bought was a Raleigh bicycle from a bike shop that was on Main Street, downtown Racine, where we live. And I have that, and I like revamped it a little bit. It made it a single speed, put new tires and stuff like on that. So it's a bike I ride like once a year, but it's his bike. I hang it on the wall. Like it doesn't even go in the den. It's in a different area. But yeah, it just hangs on the wall. And that's like one of my favorite bikes.
It's got that sentimental
value for sure.
I used to have bikes, and now I live in a different place, and I have no place to even store my bikes. But yeah, I've had them and I've kept them. I used to build different bikes. I used to build low riders. I've built single speeds.
Yeah.
I just love the art of it. And you're hanging them on the wall. Do you see bikes as artwork like I do?
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And that's, we talked about, my mechanical background. And to me, like cycling in general is such a merger of the things that the mechanical side, the artistic side, and the physical side. That's what I think that's what really got me into cycling, and certainly what has kept me in cycling is it's like I get to do the mechanical part. I get to build the bikes, work on the bikes, maintain the bikes, fix other people's bikes. Like I love that. I love working on bikes. And then it's everybody makes them their own. Like everybody's customizing their bikes and doing little tweaks here or there, changing out something as simple as like just putting some different grips on your bike. It's specialized to you, and I love that. Like that's me. Like that's what I'm about. And then that on top of how you ride your bike, right? You can ride your bike artistically as well. Like people express themselves in the way they
Uh-huh.
ride their bike too. Like no two people really ride exactly the same. Like Aaron, aka Fruit Punch, rides totally different than I do. And when we ride together, it's the coolest thing because I watch the way he rides and he watches the way
Yeah.
I ride, and like he and I could sit and talk to each other about how we ride. Like I could explain to him what type of rider he is. He could explain to me the type of rider I am, because that's another form of expression. And then there's the physical part of it. It's like, it's good for you in most situations. It's good for you. Maybe not all the time, but
Not all the time.
not all the time. It's not always good for you, but it has also, I'm sure it's played a major part in me keeping whatever minimal level of fitness that I have in my life. So I have a saying that is interesting to me, and I don't talk about it a lot, but in my mind I think about it. I call it the three degrees of cycling. So are you familiar with the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, I breathe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in there, right?
Yeah, I'm in there.
Well, I think that there's a similar theory, but it's the 3 degrees of cycling, in my opinion. And like, I think anybody who's a cyclist, whoever considers themselves a cyclist by however we define that.
Yeah.
Right?
If you like bikes, ride bikes.
If you're into it, right?
Yeah.
And you could probably take anything that's important to you, and within 3 degrees, you're back at cycling.
Wow.
So like take my new career, for example. Well, I got hired because I like making videos. You're decent at making videos. Cool. Well, how'd you learn that? Well, I was working on, I make films on the side for fun. Oh, what is that about? It's about cycling. There you go.
Boom.
Like my wife, Sarah. Oh, you're in a wonderful relationship. How did you meet her? Well, that was from a friend of mine whom I met from another friend of mine whom I met riding bicycles.
Riding bikes.
You know what I mean? So it's just an interesting way to look at it, is that it's anything important to you. If you're into it, anything important can be traced back to cycling, in my opinion.
2 degrees with this.
Most of the time you could probably do 2. Yeah.
One second. And so
Anyways, welcome back to the Dusty Dutchman podcast. Thank you for joining us. It's just going to be me tonight.
This is my wife's fault. This reminds me of my very first podcast I did with the Chicken Sendies. Oh, my wife's home.
Oh, thank goodness. Take care of the dogs, please.
Take care of the dogs, please.
But also come give your husband a kiss.
Is one of them dead? Mom, is any of them dead? Okay. That is the weirdest thing that you will hear on Spotify, folks. Because literally, I had to check because one was scratching here, and I wanted to see if there was blood on his fur. So, yeah, this podcast. I used to be an entertainment reporter.
Sure. There you go. Here we go.
I love biking. Boom. That was 2.
Done. So maybe we might need to revamp this. Might be the 2 degrees of cycling.
We'll keep 3. We'll keep 3 just in case there's an extra.
In case there's an extra layer. But maybe this might be a documentary. We may have to make a video about this.
Oh my God. You need to. I can't. I'm horrible at this stuff.
Well, you're like one of the first people we've talked about it with, so I feel like you're kind of on the hook at this point.
Oh, yeah, we could do something with it.
Think about
it. So you keep bringing up this fruit guy.
Ah, yeah, Mr. Punch.
And he's not here. Did you send him
He was. I did not know. He was here.
Okay. So, anywho, you've got this incredible person. He has a friend named Fruit Punch. What's his real name again? Aaron?
Aaron Brandon is his name. He was in the chat earlier. But yeah, Aaron Brandon, aka Fruit Punch.
He is a big part of your channel. Is a best friend.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's a bestie for sure. Yeah.
But how did you rope him into like, hey, we're riding? By the way, could you hold the camera for me?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. So there's really two friends of mine that are mostly responsible for
Uh-huh.
me taking a little bit of a journey here on the, with the camera. So my buddy Ryan, who I've known for a long time, he was like the first guy that I ever saw with a GoPro. I'd never seen one before. He's also the first guy that I ever saw with a drone. And
Wow.
so he was always making like stunt videos, like motorcycle stunt videos. Him and he had a whole crew of people and would do it all the time. He eventually moved on to other subjects, and he's got a channel too. It's called 04 with an X, Xero, FOUR. And he makes some really cool videos too. Does a lot of what I do, like travel videos, but he does mountain bike videos. He races in a lot of the races around here. But he was the first person I ever saw that ever did anything that looks anything like what making a video looks like today.
Wow.
And it was just cool. Like, I was just like, well, what is that? And what do you do with that? And oh my God, you can get a video of you riding your motorcycle or riding your bike. So I was always like, ooh, what if you put it here? What if you put it there? Like, how do what kind of cool stuff can we do with that? And then I got more involved with his filmmaking. So he was a huge inspiration to me. And then through Ryan, I met Fruit Punch, Aaron, aka Fruit Punch. And Aaron was always real big into photography. And I have his photography like all over my house. That's one of them. Super good photographer, had really great understanding of how a camera works. Like, he understood, like, his camera was always on manual, which I thought was the craziest thing. Like, you can't do that. You can't you're going to get it wrong.
Yeah,
you put it in auto or you're going to ruin it. And so he was the first person that like actually had like walked me through that stuff. And if I got it from anywhere, as far as like composition or framing a photo, framing a video, a shot, let's say, is from him. And so, these guys were doing it before I saw this stuff. Like, I had point and shoot cameras. I always liked cameras. My dad always had nice cameras and would take pictures of birds and stuff like that. So I like cameras. I never knew anything about video. So seeing them do it was really that was the first time me seeing it and like really piqued my interest. So they were doing it before me. So when I started hanging out with Fruit Punch, it wasn't it really wasn't like a difficult conversation to be like, yeah, let's go do this thing, but let's also go like record it and make a video. Cause we were doing that all the time anyways. And like our group of friends, cameras have just been around, like just a part of all of the trips that we go on whenever, like when we have parties, when we go for rides, like cameras have just been around. So it's not anything new for any of us. They've just been a part of our lives, but at least our lives, I would say in the last 10 to 15 years. But I've certainly, YouTube was a big helper of learning how to do the editing and learn some of the technical things and how to YouTube, right? YouTube helped me learn how to YouTube. But as far as like getting cameras in my hand, inspiring me to go do it myself, that really came from Ryan and from Fruit Punch. So Aaron aka Fruit Punch and I we were very aligned on a lot of things. Like, we have very similar styles. We just like, things just have to look good. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't shoot something in 4K, I'm just like, it's got to look good. I don't care what it is. It needs to look and sound good. Maybe I'll tell a really crappy story. Maybe the writing won't be good. Maybe it's just maybe it'll just be a terrible video. It'll look good. It'll sound good. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's going to look, sorry. My wife just joined in. Yeah,
oh, nice.
That's right. Her handle is MTBTNA.
That's fantastic.
Q&A, I tell her to keep it until it gets canceled. How did Fruit Punch get that?
Figured that was coming.
Tell me a story how Fruit Punch got Fruit Punch.
Yeah, so I wasn't around for when and how he got his nickname. But I could probably tell a pretty butchered story about how it happened. Yes, he's always been Fruit Punch to me. I never knew him as anything other than Fruit Punch. And lately I've been trying to like put some mileage on his real name, just, so we can make sure that people understand who Fruit Punch is. It's Aaron, aka Fruit Punch. That's why we say it that way. so I guess the story is kind of simple and kind of funny and kind of dumb. But so my buddy Ryan and all his friends were stunting and taking video of in a parking lot, just like doing wheelies and stuff, taking video. And I think at the time Aaron was probably like, I don't know, 15 or something like that, if I remember, 15, 16, something like that. And he rolls into this parking lot on a unicycle.
Nice.
Drinking an Arizona iced tea like the big dog. Just rolls in with it and is just like, "What's up, guys? What do you guys, what's all this?" And from there on, they were like, and I think he showed up multiple times. They were like, "That's fruit punch," because he had a big gigantic can of Arizona iced tea riding. But that whole like scenario, thinking about that, like there are these hardcore dudes like filming and like doing all these hardcore tricks on their motorcycle. Homeboy rolls up on a unicycle with drinking fruit punch and just this young kid, and they're like, "Look at this fruit punch" type of thing. I think is probably how it went. So that's my best interpretation of the story that I've heard numerous times.
For you guys together, like it is the Dusty Dutchman with fruit punch. A lot of it's with both of you guys, and completely ridiculous together. And it's in a good way. It's not like ridiculous, like, oh God, not this again. Let's click on to the next video. You guys mesh. You guys have the same dry. The humor is great. Is that how you guys became friends? Is that it meshed with the humor?
Yeah. So we really became friends in Whistler. Now that I think about it, like, cause we kind of ran in like similar groups for a while, like, cause he knew Ryan and, but we never hung out like just he and I until our second trip to Whistler. It was our last night in Whistler, and we had to get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning to be able to drive back to Vancouver and catch a plane and all that. And one of the guys we were with went to bed. So I think it was just me and Aaron, and it was like 10 o'clock and we're in Whistler, and we looked at each other and we're like, I mean, I don't want to go to bed. Do you want to go to bed? No. He's like, no, I don't want to go to bed. And I was like, well, you want to like go hit some bars or something? And we ended up partying like all night long. And that was it. From there on out, we were just really, really, really good friends.
It's the best way to become friends. Go out and just hang out and drink and get to again.
It's funny though, because when you talk about like the dichotomy that is Aaron, aka Fruit Punch, and myself, is interesting. It's most of the time when we're filming and we have a blast filming. Like most of the time we're making ourselves laugh like constantly, but half the time we're like, no one's gonna think this is funny. Nobody's gonna think this is funny except for us. And I'm like, either way, it's going in the video. Like, even if it's just for us, like, even if 20 years from now we go back and we watch it and it's only funny to us, then that's what it was. Like that is what it was. But we've heard this actually more so recently, like when we were up filming at Windman last weekend or 2 weekends ago. That some people kind of came up to us and were talking to us at the trails and just like, we love watching your videos, and you two are just, you guys are something. Like the two of you guys together, it's just you guys are just funny. Like somehow it works between you guys, and it absolutely does. I mean, I've always thought that, like, to me, it's one of the greater joys of my life is just like to be able to hang out with someone who like just sees it the same way you see it, wants to ride as much as I want to ride, wants to film as much as I ride. Like, it's so hard. Like, a lot of people want to do one or the other. Like, they'll go out and film, or they'll go out and ride, but it's hard to put them together. Like, a lot of people, it's hard, and people don't want to stick around for like the grind of that, because it is a grind. Where he and I make it fun. Like, somehow we just make it work. And I agree, it is a good bromance story. And
a nice bromance story.
Yeah.
Zach Rounds to Tumor Warriors in here with thanks for showing up, brother. Man, appreciate it. My wife was a little expecting an accent from you because you're a Dutchman. Now, he's born and raised here.
Yep.
Back to Mr. Fruit Juice. Mr. Fruit Punch, it is. And if you guys haven't, if anyone's listening to this, hasn't been to the Dusty Dutchman, ridiculously funny little jokes, and with fruit juice, and the comedy just works so well with you guys, and it is great. Was he reluctant at being a part of it? And I know it's your channel, but he plays a big part of your channel.
Oh yeah.
And was he reluctant, or was it just one of those like, no, that's your channel, dude, I don't want to? Or it just
no, it was never, definitely not reluctant. And I've always kind of looked at it as like, and I've kind of always said this, like it's like whenever it's like, it's not for me. Like I know that I have to do the editing and stuff like that, but like we ride together, we ride together and we film together, and there's no boss here. Like no one's in charge. Like he and I we just do what we think is going to make the best video, and it just works. We have a good time with it. But to me, it's never been, although my name's on the channel, he's as much a part of it as I am. Like even if he's not in the video, there's a good chance like he's probably helping me with the camera. Like there's very few videos that I shot all by myself. Like there's a few like garage videos, like where I'm just literally in my garage, like just building a bike and filming it myself, and it's super boring, and I'm like, takes me forever to get the lines down and stuff like that. But most of the videos he's there. Like even if he's not on the screen, he's there, and I always want him on the screen because I think it's better that way. But I've always kind of felt like it's ours. Like, and that's how we've always talked about it is that, you know, if we do anything, if anything good comes of the channel, or if there's any recognition, if there's anything, it's us. Like it's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to bring him up, is because it is the Dusty Dutchman with Fruit Punch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I mean, it really is a large part, and it works. Your channel works with him.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he's just shooting it, like, cause I'll see you riding and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, how do you get that good shot?
yeah, exactly. And he's a better rider than I am. You'll see clearly in the next video how much of a better rider he is. But wow. He's a better rider than I am, and so he's helped me a lot too with like learning. There's plenty of jumps I would have never hit if he wouldn't have told me in. If he wouldn't have told me I could do it, like he's helped me with that too a lot.
Does he have a channel?
He has a channel, which was Aaron Brannon, but I know that he may have been posting a few things on there. So he does a lot of media on the side too, photography, some drone work, some videography, stuff like that. So he's I think he's got a spot just so he can put some of his work there just to share. But
now I'm going to get technical again back, because someone had mentioned it. What kind of get yourself a drink? It's a long talk. You got so much to talk about. But what microphones are very important in creating something very good, and also where you do it. Because I just did a long form video in this room, which I have soundproofing on the ceiling, soundproofing here. Yeah. I shot with a Sony FX9 camera, which is not cheap. A great microphone, but it's so hollow in here.
Oh yeah,
and the ceilings are really tall, and it's blah blah blah. What mics do you use, and what cameras do you own since you've become a creator?
So as far as sound, I use, the Rode, most of my on-camera mics are Rodes. Yeah, I got it. Like I have had a couple of non-powered mics. I have a couple of powered mics, but like the DJI, that new DJI, like what do they call it? The Go mic or whatever it is. It's in my bag, but it's their new wireless. I got them as soon as they came out. Those DJI mics. And as far as like a mic that can get rid of echo, and like if you're in a very bad room acoustically, that will help a lot. But those mics are fantastic. Like you can put them on while you're riding. They have like little dead cat you can put on there, so like the wind doesn't mess with them. They're super easy to use. The batteries last forever. In fact, when I do all my corporate videos, any of my work videos that have speaking, all of them are done with the DJI mic. All of them. Like when
Wow.
there's ever like a walk and talk, like if the guy is walking and talking and showing stuff, like this is that, this is the other thing, this is how you do this. It's all DJI.
And you don't need
but the on-camera stuff is.
Are they
broad.
bulky? I haven't even seen the
Not
DJI.
at all.
The road ones are like
teeny tiny.
It's like
the road ones.
Stone on your.
Yes, they're big square,
Yeah.
like brick. Yeah. Not I never bought those because I didn't like them. I bought some other lav mics that were okay. Like they were pretty small, but there was like a lot of wires, and it was harder to use that out in the field. Like it was not easy to like, okay, stop, run this through, like all that stuff. And then I never bought the Rodes, the Rode Go, Wireless Go, whatever they are. I didn't buy those because they're like huge and they're always people's shirts.
You're looking at those DJIs.
And then as far as cameras go, I've used APS-C for a while. I still have a couple. Like I'll still run and gun with my ZVE10, which I like a lot because I still have Sony. I'm all Sony. Everything I have is Sony. All Sony cameras. So I have an A7C that I do most of my filming on. Like my bulk of my filming is done on the A7C. So that's my full frame. And then for shooting photos, I have an A6600 that I really like because that still has a viewfinder, but I have most of my lenses are APS-C lenses. So I still use a lot of APS-C, except for if I'm shooting the full frame, like indoors or something. Yeah. But I have this right now is a ZVE10. Like I have it. That's my camera.
I just bought a Logitech, and I'm not using it right now. I haven't hooked it up yet, and I'm still. Yeah. It's going to be better, folks. I promise. I'm going to look a little bit better. All I have to do is talk. People just want to see you people anyway.
So Sony. I shoot all Sony stuff. Yeah. I've been really with those three cameras. Like like I said, the one set up pretty much just to go shoot photos with. The other one is my like A cam. The full frame, and then my B cam is going to be that ZVE10 because I have a good range of lenses for it. Like right now, this is a 11 mil prime that I'm shooting on right now, which is like a 1.8 aperture, so it works really well.
Talking numbers with me and getting all technical with me.
Not that you don't understand it, because I know that you do.
Oh, I don't. I'm the least technical photographer you'll ever meet. They just hand me a camera, and I just recently got the Sony FX9, and there was a learning curve. I'm just used to running and gunning, hitting the record button, iris, whatever. I've always joked that I know how to frame well. I just don't know what anything else is. But now I'm learning now that I've got this new camera. It's ridiculous. I don't know if you've ever seen it, the FX9.
Yeah, The FX line is pretty.
I'm dealing with ISOs now.
And
neutral dent. Before there were just filters on the camera. You just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm dealing. There's numbers now.
Yes, I haven't shot. I haven't shot an auto in over a year now.
I don't even mess with an iris anymore. Before I was always riding my iris. I don't even touch it. I'm messing with other things now. Anywho, we're getting geeky, and we're gonna lose people because of it. Since you've started this channel, you brought this up, and it clicked in me. People were like, "Oh, we love your content." You're not a little YouTuber anymore, like this guy. Do you get that a lot? And do you feel connected with the community a lot when you go out and film and people are like,
no, I would say I feel very connected to the community, but I wouldn't say that there's a lot of interaction when I'm out in public. I mean, at the Windman Trails, if they're at Windman Trails, they've probably seen one of my videos. So up there at that particular trail system, there's a good chance someone's going to say something to me. Anywhere else, it's random. Like I'll get random people that say something every now and again, but it's not very common at all, I would say. And small, big, whatever. It's we're just people making content. You know what I mean? Like
we're all mountain bikers having fun, making things. But the fact that you have somebody do that. How does it make you feel that like you've made something that connected with somebody?
That is the payoff. That's the ultimate payoff. Like we had a couple, well, a family actually, and at the Women Trails a couple weeks ago, that we rode by the family, and the kid, the youngest kid, he's probably 5, said something like, "Are you on YouTube?" or something like that. And of course I stopped and I was like, "Yeah, did you see me out here?" or something like that. And then got to talking to the husband and wife, and they were like, "Yeah, we are here because of your videos. Like we watched your videos, and like we felt like we knew the place, felt like it would be a great place to take the kids. And we've been here now for a week, and we've been here every day. And we would have never came here if we wouldn't have seen your videos." So I'm like, if there's a currency that comes from this, that's it. And I just got paid.
Wow. I'm getting misty eyed again. This is twice today you've made me misty eyed.
Yeah, but that's it. Like that is it. Like that one family, like and I've thought that too so many times, like if one person, like, it's cool to look at views and it's cool to look at subscribers, and it's when you get a video that pops, it's great. There's certainly some satisfaction to that, but like if one person does something different with their life, whether it's going somewhere or riding a trail or buying a part or anything, that's it. Like I've succeeded in that regard. You know what I mean? Whatever little bit of wins there are out there, in the world today, that's one. I'll take it. And
I got to tell you,
remember that forever.
I always joke about a little of this podcast, and it's the subs are small, whatever. It's the connections that I've been making with this has kept me going. I remember early 100%. On, I was telling Mark the segment, I was like, I don't know why I'm still spinning my wheels on this. Like, it's just, and it's not the subs. My wife, we were out in California, and she's watching now. You can turn this off, honey. I said, it was she goes, "Look what you created." Because I went out there and there's all the, you go, oh, even just one person that I didn't even know that was on Instagram or subbed me or whatever.
Sure.
So, wow. I like what you're doing. So I get what you're feeling. That one person was just like,
that's it.
Okay, I'm going to keep going.
That's it. And like, that's exactly why that over the winter, I kind of shifted my focus a little bit from like certain type of content creation. And I wanted to do live streams just for a way to like connect, right? Just to strengthen the community in any way that's the only way I knew how to do it. Right. And I've like everybody that I've done the live streams with, I've ridden with, well, with exception for one, but I got it on the books. So I've met in person every single person that I had on my channel for wow. And since I saw you, I'm like, man, I gotta meet this guy. I gotta talk to this guy. Like, and that's why I reached out to you right away. Like, because no one's going to do this for us. You know what I mean? This is our community, right? And we need to take ownership of it. It's not going to strengthen itself. It's not going to grow itself. Like, we're not going to be any better all on its own. Like, SRAM's not going to do that for us.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
The riders.
Right. SRAM's here to sell us product. We're here to be the ones that they got to sell to, but also to enrich our own experience in this community that we're a part of.
Folks, don't let all this serious talk that he's doing right now
that's too heavy.
Fool you. This guy will keep you giggling in his videos. The dry sense of humor, you and Fruit Punch. I love it so much. I swear to goodness, I could talk to you another 2 hours, but holy cow, you got it. Yeah, isn't it?
That was quick. Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
It is weird. I agree. I felt the same way on when I was doing the live streams. It goes fast.
I have so many more questions. I will ask you one more question. What gets you, because you said you've been doing this for 30 years and you have bikes that are probably as old as you, and you're thinking, what? Oh, is escalating the drinking vessels? Is he escalating the drinking? She's just crazy. Is he escalating the drinking vessels?
Tell her to come in here and explain that to us. Come on in here. Give her the mic and have her explain that to me.
What gets you on a bike? What got you on a bike, and what keeps you on a bike?
Man, I mean, it's like it's more than habit, right? Like it's certainly a habit to like get out there and ride. I try to ride 2 or 3 times a week. That's kind of always been my, whether that's a lot or a little, that's what works for me. And it's more than habit. It's like, it's almost to the point where if it's more of like food, you know what I mean? Like it feeds me, like it, and I can tell when I've ran out of food, you know what I mean? Like when I've ran out of that fuel, when that fuel is gone, it just, I'm not right. You know what I mean? And then you go out there and you go for a ride and just about anything is a few pedal strokes away from getting fixed, in my opinion, like mentally.
No truer words.
So yeah, it's just, I think it's so subconscious to me now that it's part of what I do. Like there's and that's, I guess that's just like the day-to-day riding. But then there's also like, I don't ever want to stop exploring. You know what I mean? Like I always want to see the new trail. I want to know what's around that corner. I want to find the best vista on a mountain bike trail or whatever it is. I want to be able to say I rode all these different places, because if someone talks about it and it's so cool, but I haven't done it yet, I'm like, ooh, I got to do that. You know what I mean? Like I just want those experiences. And I know that cycling is going to be the thing that's going to get me there. So I have to stay ready. I'm not ready right now.
Not ready.
I will be
fixed.
But yeah, it's so subconscious and it's so automated. Like the want, it's the desire, that need to ride it's just always there. And if I don't, I feel it. Like I couldn't tell you how many times Sarah has said to me, like, you need to go for a ride.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right.
It's in us.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like when I first started dating my wife, it was one of those things, like you got to know that I like to ride a bike, and it is our escape. It is our mental health.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's something that I've done since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how it is across the board almost for us bikers, that this is our therapy.
It is. Yeah.
It really is our therapy. And I was telling my wife the other day that, like, because it's so fucking hot out, I told her, I said, I used to ride my bike like if it wasn't a trail, I'd take it out on the street. And
sure. Yeah.
We even moved only 4 blocks away from our last house in 2020 because there's a bike, like you said, there's a bike route.
Oh man. Yeah. That's huge.
It's a 14-mile loop that we go over the bridge and come back to the key and come back.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to lose that. And we haven't done it. And since it's been so hot, it's been like a month since I've done that. Even further back, not to talk about me some more, but I will, because it's my podcast, gosh darn it.
Yeah, you get some liberties there, sir.
I had a bike stolen.
Okay.
And my wife could actually physically see how I was different.
Ooh, that would be tough.
So she surprised me like a week later or 2 weeks later with a new bike.
Damn. That's awesome.
It was one of those, like, I can't, so I get you.
How cool. Yeah.
I get you.
It's like I said, it's more than habit. Like it is by definition probably a habit, but it's not how it feels. It feels like a whole lot more than that. And I'm just, it's such a part of me, and it's like, I'm so thankful that it is, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't have it any other way. There's certainly a lot of other hobbies that I like, and I like to tinker. Golf, like I love golf, but like, it's not cycling. Like I love to go play golf, but it's like, that's just like golf, you know what I mean? And this is cycling.
It's a bigger part.
Yeah.
What can we expect forward with the Dusty Dutchman? Especially now that you got a broken collarbone. Let's put that on the table here.
Okay.
What more can we expect from you now? You've got a lot of stuff locked and loaded.
I do. Yeah. I had that whole video series that I said, I'm going to do it. So that Ride Local series, I'm going to do it. Like, it's going to happen. There's some stuff I need to get out there. There's some important things happening in our area that need some coverage. So I'm going to be the guy to do that. Especially some, like, for example, Petrifying Springs is like, that's where I learned to mountain bike before I knew
wow.
that it was mountain biking. But so I'm going to do some of that. There's obviously I can't make any more like build videos or review videos in my garage because the Dutchman's Den is in under new ownership. But I'd say the rest of this year will be mostly trail videos and probably some shorts, maybe some funny kind of skits. I got some ideas for a couple skits, shorts that I want to do. But yeah, trail videos. There's going to be probably 5 of them total. 1 that will be out on Friday, and then 4 more after that, which I'm hoping that they can kind of happen somewhat quickly. We are going to Lake Tahoe, so if we end up mountain biking in Lake Tahoe, there will be a Lake Tahoe mountain biking video.
You meet yourself up with Trail Pimp.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need some help from Trail Pimp. I need to rent a bike and go find some good trails to ride. So thanks ahead for that. And then after that, I think that's when you're going to get a mixture. Once fall and winter hits, you're going to get a mixture of fat biking and Dutchman's Den Part 2. Getting under. Yeah. I mean, I kind of envision probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 videos over the winter of different stages of the build. Because I want to bring people along for like, even when I am like coming up with like brainstorming the whole thing, like before I even pick up a hammer, like we're going to talk this thing out. So there'll be probably some live, maybe I'll do some live streams down there and just kind of talk about it with you guys, see what you guys think, and then make some videos on that. So I think as far as like things that'll be fun to watch, I think it'll be really fun to watch the basement build happen. That'll be cool. So, but I mean, I think I'm kind of finding a little bit of a groove with my style, like especially like my trail rides, I think I'm finally getting my style. I think this next video kind of shows it a lot. It's certainly a mixture of like a little bit of vloggy, a little bit of POV, a little bit of cinematic, a little bit of drone. Like that's just kind of, I feel like I finally have found what format like what looks like a Dusty Dutchman video.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to really refine that over the next couple trail videos. But after that, those basement videos of the new Dutchman's Den are going to be interesting because that'll be a whole new look of like the type of, instead of working on a bike, I'm going to be working on like actual construction. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, and I was joking. It bothers me is that you're so fucking good. I can't emphasize this enough, folks. If you don't know the Dusty Dutchman and you haven't been on his channel yet, get on over there. It is so beautifully done. I mean, his ride videos are ASMR for your eyes and ears. I mean, really, and I don't mean to blow. I do mean to blow sunshine up your.
Yeah. I'll take it from time to time.
It is just so. And you were like, "Oh, I'm not good at creator. I didn't know anything about creator." And then you just blow the doors off of a lot of people's, POV videos. And
I don't know that I'll ever feel like a.
No, you don't need to. You just need me to tell you.
I don't mind it, but I just don't like when you said small creator. Like I'll never not feel like a small creator. I feel like that's just how I'll have that small creator mentality. I guess I think maybe forever. That's just how I feel about it because again, being creative in general is new for me. That's not normal. That's out of my comfort zone. Being creative is out of my comfort zone. I'm really trying hard to be creative, and I hope there's more. I hope people see more creativity in even the next video. Like, just want to do just something different. There's one of my favorite YouTubers, Dustin Klein, and he's got the name of his channel is Everything's Been Done, and that's how I feel every time I make a video. I'm like, I love this video, but it's already like this has been done a million times.
The way you do it, and again, more sunshine up your. It's different. It's fresh. It looks good. It sounds good. You have a stupid sense of humor.
Yeah, that I do.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, it really. I told you earlier before we started this. He does a video on his new titanium bike, and he brings out all his bikes. I could show it, but as he's walking away from each bike, why he loves the bike, he silently talks about how he doesn't like the bike or how the bike has a problem or
Talking to
whatever.
myself.
The con of the bike. Ridiculous stuff. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I could talk to you forever, and it's just ridiculous. Maybe I'll have you on again. I mean, if you wouldn't mind.
I would love to.
Another day. I didn't get a chance to write all the description stuff. I've been crazy busy this week. I will get it there tomorrow. His Instagram, his YouTube, the Dusty Dutchman will be down there in the description. JT.
This was good. I had a great time. I think this was cathartic for me. Like, this might have been a little bit of therapy for me.
It was great for me. I know that if I'm ever in your area, I hope to eat your dust, Dusty Dutchman, because I'm horrible at riding.
I told you I do like dust,
but I do love riding. And
I hope we get to ride together at some point too. That'd be super fun. That's why we do this, right?
Yeah. No, I seriously, I joke about how I do this. So if I go anywhere in the country, I can have someone show me the trails.
That's it. I mean, that's a great plan. You're building some infrastructure, my friend.
Yes. Dude, thank you so much. Thank you all in the comments and questions. Thank you. If you're listening on Spotify, leave one of those the little star things and write a review. That would be great. But thank you so much.
We're happy your dogs made it. Your dogs made it through. We're stoked on that.
God.
Touch and go there for a minute.
Thank you so much. Tell your wife thank you from me to allow the time, and I appreciate it.
Likewise,
Thanks a lot,
man. Good talking to you.